Brooklyn Independent Television.
We're here, home of the PSAL defending champs, Boys and Girls High School. They did it twice, and joining me is the head coach, Ruth Lovelace. Coach, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I can't believe the basketball season is here again. We just finished with football, and we're already talking high school basketball.
Yeah, for me, it never ends. So, just excited about a new season. I think the school is excited, players are excited, and it's fun.
Right. Let's go over last year. Last year was quite a year for you guys, off the court and on the court, right?
Well, you're absolutely right. Every year is a different look. Last year we had a lot of returning players from the team before. There were some issues that took place academically, but for the most part, I was very pleased that we was able to handle it, keep things together, and accomplish our major goal, and that was to win the city championship.
Right, and despite all those, unfortunately, those classroom issues that took place, you guys were able to win it no matter what.
You're absolutely right. Like I said before, is that, it was some classroom issues. It was some issues where it wasn't really a PSAL rule, but the new administration, felt that things needed to be stepped up academically. With that being said, kids, it caught one or two kids off guard. Major players, but when it's all said and done, now you look back at it, it was just a lesson learned. This year, I got 19 kids on the team, 19 kids, no eligibility problems. It's just based on a lesson being learned last year.
Who's back this year also?
Leroy Truckfoot. He's a PSAL preseason player of the year, maybe player of the year in the whole city, maybe New York State. We'll see. You have Wesley Myers, returning junior, has a lot of Division I interest. Kid Bryce Jones also played on that championship team. So those are the major three with the playing experience. We have three other kids that didn't play a lot, but they was on that championship team.
To those returning players, for that first day of practice, what did you say to that team, that returning team that was coming back the first day of practice?
I just said that I thought they really had to be leaders because they were guys that was there last year. They know what it takes to win a championship. They know what it takes academically. They know what it takes from one game to another. So they have to do everything right. Not only do they have to do everything right, but they have to make sure everybody else do everything right in order to try to three-peat.
Now, you got some tough competition out there as usual. You got the folks at Coney Island, you have Lincoln High School, you also have South Shore.
All right, you do. You got Thomas Jefferson, you got teams that might be mediocre teams in our division would probably be first and second place teams in other divisions. So in our division, there's really no nights off. It's a very tough division. It's competition every night. So, and it's good because come February, March, you'll be battle tested because you played in this division where it's a very tough division night in, night out.
Almost the new suicide division?
That's what the old timers say. I wasn't around with that suicide division, but I've heard about it, and you're absolutely right. That's what it's like.
Just here, and also you got Jefferson, you have Cardozo, you have other schools. Now also, over the holidays, you apparently, off the camera, we spoke that you said you weren't traveling to play in any holiday tournaments. You're going to have your own here.
Yeah, we decided, even though we had numerous offers to go out of town and play over the Christmas break, but this is something we talked about early on, that we wanted to do our first ever Frank Mickens Classic and pay tribute to Frank Mickens, legendary principal that passed away. We owe him something, and so that's what we decided to do, and that's going to take place New Year's Eve. December 31st, it's going to kick off, and it's going to all be about Frank Mickens on that day.
And that's going to be the first annual Frank Mickens basketball tournament, and the man that handed you the job. Let's also, how are you different as a coach this year too?
Well, you got new players. I was fortunate, like I said, I had a lot of kids that returned last year from that first championship team. With the guys that's here now, we do have the talent. The talent is in place. I think I just got to be a little bit more patient with the chemistry and understanding the different type of players on the court. their strengths, their weaknesses, getting guys to gel and to play together. You know, surprisingly, I can say now 6 games in the season, I think these guys have done a little better than what I expected so early.
So now, once January hits, the holidays are over, will you have to step up the intensity also?
Well, that's how we try to teach that at every game. You know, we want to step that intensity up every time we take the floor. Being defending champs, you better step your intensity up every game, because the opposition is coming at you where they might not come at another team as hard, but if they can knock you off, you know, that means something. So our guys are understanding that the guys that wasn't here last year or didn't play last year because they played JV and they moved up, what it takes on a nightly basis because you are defending champs.
And now you are the hunted.
You're absolutely right.
And it's rough. But you know, you guys are going to do well. I expect to see you at the Garden in March.
Well, I hope so. You know, one game at a time. You know, and that's what we preach, and we preach that we're not overlooking anybody. You know, just because you wear boys and girls on your chest doesn't mean that you're going to get to the Garden. You got to take the steps necessary every day in order to get to the Garden. And it just ain't about games; it's about practice, the way you practice every day too.
Well, thanks a lot, Coach, and good luck. We'll be back with more of In the Zone right after this.
Become a fan on Facebook, like Brooklyn Independent Television.